Do you ever find yourself feeling anxious or stressed out? Do you ever have restless nights where you just can't seem to get your mind chatter to stop? Things are just looping and you can't switch off? Well, you're not alone. Many of us experience these challenges in our daily lives. And the more that we prioritize our thinking and doing over our feeling and being, then we can find that our way of moving through life and the way we live life is from a very autopilot, compulsive, almost reactive. It has a reactive quality. In this video, I'll be sharing a 5-minute flow where we will be exploring some down regulation techniques. And what that basically means is taking our very hyper-aroused, fight, flight, sympathetic response, moving it, bringing it down and activating our parasympathetic nervous systems, which is all in charge of our relaxation, digestion, the absorption of food, and the way we socially connect and relate with others. So here's day 3, relaxation centering. In my early 20s, my nervous system was hyper aroused. And I didn't even know it. I was clenching my jaw at night, in my sleep. My digestion was horrible. I've mentioned this in the other video too. And I was in my head a lot. I started smoking cigarettes. And I thought all of this was normal. My sympathetic drive was on so much that I would burn out a lot. I had a lot of exhaustion, a lot of fatigue. I would maybe be active there were times where I'd be active for about 4 or 5 hours in a day and then I'm done, I'm depleted. I just didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to watch TV. What I really needed was to connect with my safety. I feel like this is also, I believe, this is why I attracted Mohit, my husband, into my life as well. He is the embodiment of just groundedness and security and stability and safety and loyalty, but more on how relationships regulate us in the next week. The point is, the more and more I did and explored and experimented with these down regulation techniques, I started to notice my nervous system coming into more balance and my energy levels getting higher and higher, and me being able to sustain myself, and not just sustain myself, but be able to focus on many different tasks in one day as well. All right, let's dive in. So much of what happens to us and how we feel depends on the state of our nervous system. Our bodies are constantly scanning the world for danger. And when we experience any stress or anxiety, the body releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline that prepares our systems for a fight or flight response, which is then supposed to be calmed down by our parasympathetic nervous system, which kind of works like a brake. It calms us down, and the issue is we live in a world where we are constantly feeling stressed out, through so many things. There's so much stimulation right now. And all this accumulated stress that isn't being calmed down, it can show up as high blood pressure, insomnia, chronic illnesses like heart disease, arthritis, diabetes, all very common things. The good news is every time we give our bodies the felt sense and more experiences of safety and connection, then we can slowly live in more alignment with our needs, our intuition, and our inner limits. The second element is the out breath. So something you must know and share with everyone that you know is that every time we focus on our exhales, we are able to tap and activate our parasympathetic response. Okay, so anytime you're feeling a little bit edgy, a bit irritable, take a deep breath in and an even longer, even slower, fully conscious exhale out. And you will notice and see how through repetition, and by doing it a couple of times, you will automatically, slowly begin to regulate your nervous system. And you will be able to self-regulate. Number 3, Embodied Yoga Principles. I love EYP so much. It has really changed the way I practice yoga and the way I guide others as well, because the focus of EYP is about practicing a way of being. Literally, it's kind of like training yourself to embody a certain quality. And in this case, we're practicing the letting go pose or the forward fold. A lot of times with letting go, you hear it a lot in yoga classes and meditation classes. And the truth is, it takes more than a commandment to let go for us to really, really let go of all the accumulated stress and tension. So this is a beautiful way to practice reattuning to ourselves, our nervous systems, and practicing the quality of surrender. The last element is visualization. A study published in the Journal of Psychosomatic Research found that imagery-based relaxation techniques not only reduced chronic stress, but also increased the connection between mind and body, bridged the gap between our mind and our bodies. This allows us to have greater control over our physical and emotional responses. It's amazing. I mean, this is why all the best athletes do it, top CEOs and successful entrepreneurs do it. So yeah, shall we dive in? Namaste, everyone. We're going to begin this flow in tabletop position. Knees underneath hip joints, palms of your hands pressed into the floor underneath your shoulders, shoulder blades. And inviting a deep breath in as you inhale, reaching the tip of your tailbone and your chin up towards the sky. And as you exhale, nice and long and slow, curl up the spine. Look at your belly button area. Exhale out through the mouth. One more time, just like that, breathing in. And exhale, curving the spine, coming into cat position. Good. Do a couple of cat-cows here in your own time and space with the breath in your own pace. And slowly, I invite you to move your body in circles. I like to move down to my right hip, kind of circle my way across, feeling my weight press into the palms of my hands, and maybe even reaching down a little bit, opening up just the area around my armpit. Everything's cracking as I do this and ticking. And really using my nose kind of to bring me around this space. And once you have explored one direction, go the other direction. Activating the breath here. And feel free to kind of explore and see what feels good. Where might you be storing some tension, some stiffness, some heaviness? Direct your breath there and see if you can kind of stretch your way into it. You may close the eyes if it helps you kind of come inwards a little bit more. Remember, there's no right or wrong way to do this, just your way. It's going to allow your spine to feel a little bit more flexible today. And then slowly, slowly, slowly coming into a tabletop position again and taking a big inhale here. And as you exhale, reach your hips all the way back, back, back so that it rests at the back on top of your ankles, on top of your heels. And you may walk the hands in front of you and rest your third eye, your pineal gland, your forehead onto the mat beneath you and come into a child's pose. If this feels uncomfortable for you, make sure that you can use a cushion or a rolled up towel beneath your knees or ankles, in between, above your ankles. I like to also widen the space between my thighs, as it gives me a deeper stretch. And as you come here, find a place of stillness and invite some deep belly breaths. So as you breathe in, really feeling that navel expand like a balloon, reaching towards the floor. And
As you exhale, feeling that belly button move upwards towards your spine. Allowing your neck to be long, and the shoulder muscles, all of that to lengthen, creating more space in the upper back area where we hold a lot of our tension. And as you're here in this cocoon that you've created for yourself, I invite you to visualize, imagine, bring to mind a sanctuary, a safe space in nature. A place that is so beautiful. It could be by a waterfall, on a beach, at the top of a mountain. Connect to this sense of groundedness, this sense of, I am safe here. Maybe even repeating after me, I'm safe in my body. Or even it's safe for me to be myself. And very slowly, keeping the eyes closed, you can kind of walk the palms of your hands back to your knees. Finding your feet, stepping onto the mat, keeping the knees generously bent and coming into your forward fold. And if this is uncomfortable for you, you can also use a chair if you want, or you don't have to go all the way down. You can even be hanging there. Really depends on what feels good. As long as the head is relaxed, hands are relaxed. You can even kind of take hold of the other side, the opposite side of your elbows, and say yes and no with your head. Sway a little bit. And allow yourself to completely kind of let go in this moment. Where in your body can you let go a little bit more? Maybe in your neck, in your shoulders, or your arms. Notice your relationship with surrender, with letting go. Feel free to move around. You don't have to stay still here. And very slowly roll up the spine now, stacking one vertebrae at a time. Last thing to come up is your head, keeping the eyes closed. Roll the shoulders back, opening out the chest, and coming into mountain pose, Tadasana. Fingers pointing towards the earth, shoulders away from the ears. Chest open and proud and tall, feeling noble, and connecting to your purpose, your why, or your commitment. What is your commitment right now? Maybe even placing a hand on your belly or on your chest, on your heart. Checking in with how you feel now compared to before, moving together. And setting the intention to take this sense of calmness, stability, peacefulness, centeredness, focus towards the rest of your day. And ending by wrapping your hands all the way around your body and squeezing yourself. I like to give myself a little hug, before I start my day and say something encouraging. In this case, maybe it's just, I love myself. And then very slowly, when you feel complete, open up your eyes. I hope you enjoyed that. Do let me know how you felt in the comments below, and thank you. Namaste.
The next time you find yourself feeling anxious, irritated, scattered, stressed, overwhelmed, take a moment to engage in some or all of these down-regulation techniques. Know that the more we are promoting a felt sense of safety in our mind and in our bodies, then we get to begin to support the foundations of healing for physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual trauma, which we all have. More safety means we let go of this fear-based, defensive kind of way of living, and we build capacity to shift our state to access more joy, peace, acceptance, the learning in the chaos of daily life. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button and do connect with me in the comments below. I'd love to know how you felt after this flow. All right, see you in the next one. Bye.